Hi guys, I'm creating this video for you guys to help you learn the dance at home as much as possible before we get to rehearsals. So practice all of this at home. This is going to be the breakdown for the things you can think, and then I'm going to send you another video with the music showing the dance, okay? So practice it at home, practice so hard, super hard, and we will go over it again in class, and hopefully this will get everybody on the same page. Cool? All right, here's the breakdown. So the first thing you do after Cat in the Hat says, when you think about pop-up, Seuss. All right, in your first pose, and then it's a skip, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, free Seuss. All right? And by this point, you should be in the center of the aisle, getting ready to get into your lines behind people. So if you're not at that position yet, you keep skipping up. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Everyone should be in line and ready for the next Seuss. All right? And then you put your hands up on each other's shoulder. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's a walk forward. Got it? All right. So just a little breakdown, running back again. So Cat in the Hat says, when you think about Seuss, da-da-da, skip, 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 Seuss, da-da-da, skip, skip to your lines and Seuss. Hands on the shoulders. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, and those those Seuss, 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 Seuss. You're getting into your lines in front of your stage, or as the Cat in the Hat is now at the point of bringing everyone in to the mix. And you're all in the front of the stage, standing, waiting for the next bit of choreography, which is, the things you can think. Starting with your right foot, you start marching, okay? So, the things you can think. All right? And that was a my bad. It's supposed to be 3 marches. The things you can toss your head for think. All right? And then can come any thinker who thinks starts with that left foot. Any thinker can toss their head to the left shoulder. Think. Alright? So, it is, the things you can toss your head. Think. Any thinker can think. Got it? Alright. Going on. After, the things you can think. Any thinker can think. Alright? You have, think of a trip on the ship to the Viper of Vip or to Sola Salute. Alright? And this, you're singing it as you're moving closer to each other. Think a trip on the ship. Grab the person's shoulder next to you. This, to the Viper of Vip, you have their shoulder. And on this point, or Sola Salute, it's a lean back, or Sola Salute. Hands on the hips, and you turn in the direction of the Cat in the Hat and JoJo up on the stage. Okay? So, going back to, the things you can think. The things you can think. Any thinker can think. The things you can think. Think a trip on the ship, moving closer to the Viper of Vip, or to Sola Salute. Hands on the hips, looking up in the direction of Cat in the Hat and JoJo. Got it? All right, moving on. You're watching them as they go through the next sequence, which is for Cat in the Hat. Think a beautiful schlop. And JoJo goes, with a cherry on top. And she pops his hat on top of his head. With the beautiful schlop, with the cherry on top. and hat on top of the head. You don't need an excuse. It's for all of you. So you are at this point, all of you, still looking at them, doing with the think a beautiful schlop with the cherry on top. You don't need an excuse. Turn out to the audience. Turn out to the audience. You don't need an excuse. All right. So you turn. You don't need an excuse, and shake your head. You don't need an excuse. Ooze. All right. All the things you can think when you think about. All right. So turn. You don't need an excuse. All the things you can think when you think about Seuss. 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 All right. Now that move is simple. You've just turned to the audience. You don't need an excuse. Shaking your head. Ooze. All right. And then you step with your right thing and pop your right hand out first. All of the things you can think when you think about Seuss. 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 And then on the you pop down into this nice legs out squatting stance. All right. And from this position, bending down, you pay attention to characters popping up as their characters. Now this I want you to come up with on your own, kids. You pop up, think of an elephant, whatever it is, think of an elephant up in a tree. Think of a bird with up in a tree. Alright, so think of an elephant up in the tree, might be something that you do. Down in your squat position, you come then, you then come back down to your squat position, and everyone says, think of a person too tiny to see. Alright, and it's just putting your hands over each other and rocking your head to the side. Think of a person too tiny to see. Alright, and then Sam I Am pops up from their position. Think of a bird with one feathered tail, or whatever you want to come up with. I'm going to let you come up with that, but this gives you an idea. Think of a bird with one feathered tail. And then everyone goes, going on adventures down a dangerous trail. And it's like you have those tiger claws. Arr, going on adventures down a dangerous trail. All right? Yep. So you have the claws, claws, claws. Back to this position. All right? Always come back to this base position after you've popped up, said something, group has said something, comes back to here. All right? Think of a bird who flies off on a spree. Think of a kangaroo, salad as can be. Think of a general. All right? So at this point, everyone pops up. Think of a sorry, my bad. It's a march with a fist pump. Think of a general crazy for war. Okay? And it's a simple march fist pump, crazy for war. Then, and about this point, you pop back down. Think of something horrible and scary. Get a scared face. Scary. Something horrible and hairy. Something horrible, sinister, and scary. Sorry, guys. So, think of something horrible and scary. Something sinister and hairy that you never dared to think of before. So you have never think of before. Look around. So, alright. So it's starting with your left shoulder. You look to your left. Up to the sky. Over to the right. Up to the sky. Down to the bottom to your right. Okay? So, alright. Think of nobody here and the feeling of fear. So this is what the point where you start moving closer to the people towards the center. All right? You'll start, think of nobody here and the feeling of fear in the darkness of night. All right? Come back to this nice position that we love, and the oohs start going to the right. Ooh. All right? And then we do that by simply getting down to this position and looping in a circle, in a circle, in a circle. Starting with that right. So, ooh. Got it? Moving on. All right. Grab your shoulders all alone in your room. And you're facing your doom, still shaking that head. Think a glimmer of light. Get down and look over towards Cat and the Hat. Looking over your shoulder towards Cat and the Hat. All right? Moving on. You are now in this position. Reach out to the Cat and Hat. Ah! All right? So you've now reached out to Cat and Hat. Ah! All right? And then the Cat and Hat will go through his or her spiel. But I hope you're prepared to be scareder than scared. And you look back out to the audience. Do that same thing again. Because this ain't Mother Goose. So you're in this position. Ah! Turn to him. Because this ain't Mother Goose. That shake of the head. All right? Think right over the brink. You're still in that squatting position. I'm just standing up to make sure I know where I am. Think right over the brink when you think about Seuss. Seuss. Okay, so you just went, cause this ain't Mother Goose. Think of right on the brink when you think about Seuss. Seuss. Alright, so this is all in one spot. You're just kind of doing a little jig. Then you think about Seuss. Seuss. Alright, and this little jig is just kind of like a skip and arm swing. Alright, you just kind of skip in, arm swing. When you think about Seuss. And oohs, Seuss. Alright? Very simple. It's kind of do your own thing. Got your own swag. Yeah, when you think about Seuss. Ooh, 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 ooh. Seuss. Ooh, 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 ooh. Alright? After that, you pop back down into that crouch position, paying attention to the Cat in the Hat, who then has her little spiel. And an unusual story will soon be unfurled of an elephant trying to save a small world. Now, when an elephant saves a small world, Horton, I want you to get up and move closer to jump on the stage and be close to the Cat in the Hat. So she introduces you. And an elephant trying to save a small world. And then she'll push JoJo forward. And a boy from that world who thinks just like you. All right? And everyone pops up again from their crouch position. Just think. All right? From the planet of who? All right? About this point, you're just standing there, you guys. Everyone else just standing there. And for the planet of who? From the planet of who? Oops, I'm sorry. I just want you to say that. Very simple. From the planet of who? All right? And JoJo will step forward, and the smallest evolve to the jungle of new. All right, yeah, this part we're going to keep it very simple. I just want you to state out that from the jungle of new to this largest of all. Everyone just has their step. So you got Horton, Cat in the Hat, and JoJo on the stage, and everyone's standing in this position, talking to the audience, having a conversation with the audience. All right, from the jungle of new to the smallest of small. Sorry. From the planet of who? From the smallest of small to the jungle of new to the largest of all. Just think and think and think, and it's like you're pointing to your head and you're talking to the audience. Just think and 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 think. Just think. All right. So it's point to the head and point to the head and point to the head, point to the head and point to the head and just think. All right. And you're begging them just think. All right. So just think is the last big one. And then we go back to our original marches. So that's starting with that right thing. All the things you can think. Think a wonder. Think and wonder a dream. So think a wonder a dream. Far and wide as you dare. All right. So we're going back to that. All the things you can think. So all the things you can think. Ignore my roomie. I'm gonna fix this and add another element in a minute. I'm gonna send you another video.